राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदा यमुना तीर वनचारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama राम हरे 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 कृष्ण जय प्रभुपदाय जय प्रभुपदाय प्रभुपदाय जय प्रभुपदाय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणारिंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 7 चैप्टर 8 टेक्स्ट 18। ससत्वमेनं परितो विपश्यन् स्तंभस्य मध्यादनुनिर्जिहानम् नायं मृगो नापि नरो विचित्रम् अहो किमेतन्नृमृगेन्द्ररूपम् ससत्वमेनं परितो विपश्यन् स्तंभस्य मध्यादनुनिर्जिहानम् नायं मृगो नापि नरो विचित्रम् अहो किमेतन्नृमृगेन्द्ररूपम् ससत्वमेनं परितो विपश्यन् स्तंभस्य मध्यादनुनिर्जिहानम् नायं मृगो नापि नरो विचित्रम् अहो किमेतन्नृमृगेन्द्ररूपम्। माताजी, word to word translation. Saha, he, Hiranyakashipu, the king of Daityas, Sattvam, living being, Enam, that, Paritaha, all around, Vipashyan, looking, Tambhasya, of the pillar, Madhyat, from the midst, Anunirjithanam, having come out, Na, not, Ayam, this, Mrugaha, animal, Na, not, Api, indeed, Naraha, human being, Vichitram, very wonderful, Aho, alas, Kim, what, Etat, this, Nrumrugendra, Rupam, the form of both, a man and the king of the beasts, the lion. Translation. While Hiranyakashipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion? Purport. A demon cannot calculate the unlimited potency of the Supreme Lord. As stated in the Vedas, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki 𝗤𝗓𝗔𝗃. The different potencies of the Lord are always working as an automatic exhibition of his knowledge. For a demon, it is certainly wonderful that the form of a lion and the form of a man can be united, since a demon has no experience of the inconceivable power for which the Supreme Lord is called all-powerful. Demons cannot understand the omnipotence of the Lord. They simply compare the Lord to be one of them. Avajananti ma mudha manusham tanumashritam. Mudhas, rascals, think that Krishna is an ordinary human being who appears for the benefit of other human beings. Param bhavam ajanantah. Fools, rascals, and demons cannot realize the supreme potency of the Lord. But he can do anything and everything. Indeed, he can do whatever he likes. When Hiranyakashipu received the benediction from Lord Brahma, he thought that he was safe, since he received the benediction that he would not be killed either by an animal or by a human being. He never thought that an animal and human being would be combined so that demons like him would be puzzled by such a form. This is the meaning of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's omnipotence. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। ससत्वमेनं परितो विपश्यन् स्तंभस्य मध्यादनुनिर्जिहानं नायं मृगो नापि नरो विचित्रम् अहो किमेतं मृगेन्द्र रूपम। So, first of all, I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas present, so that I can speak something for my own purification in a proper way. So this verse this series of verses is the climax of Narasimhadev pastime, which has been going on since so many chapters practically. So Lord Narasimhadev has appeared in the previous verse, isn't it? Jai Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Shri Raghunath Baladev Bhagavan ki Shri Gauranitai ki Jai. So previous two verses, Lord Narasimhadev appeared. In fact, in this verse also he is just appearing, and Hiranyakashipu's expressions about when he saw or heard Narasimhadev, what are his expressions are mentioned in this verse. So generally when we do this drama about Narasimhadev pastime, so that time there is some excitement in the audience, that when the pillar breaks, what is going to come? There is excitement. Still, especially when the drama is performed in front of devotees, they already know somebody is going to come, like this, half man, half lion. Only the excitement is about how they have dressed the devotee as Narasimhadev. And those who are already performing the drama, they already know. So for them, there is not much excitement. But in this particular pastime, it was not the case. Those who are performing the whole Leela, like Hiranyakashipu, Shriman Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj, and none of them knew what is going to come out of the pillar. So Hiranyakashipu just struck the pillar, and the pillar was broken, and from that came out a wonderful personality. And it was not known, and even for the audience, like demigods and other ministers, even they did not know what is going to come out. So we can just imagine the kind of excitement, the kind of curiosity. It is at the peak, it is at the pinnacle, that what has come out. And that's how he says, 𝗏𝗏 𝗦𝗏 rupam. Oh, what is this? What kind of creature is this? He is a half man and half lion. So in Mayapur Gurukul also, I remember they used to have this one deity like that is there. And the pillar is breaking and Narsimhadev, Ugra Narsimha is coming out of it. So we can just, when I read this verse, that time I remember that deity form. It's very ferocious form of Narsimhadev. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is telling about the characteristics of various types of demons. So for various characteristics of demons, basically. So here Narsimhadev really has made Hiranyakashipu and everybody around wonderstruck. And the form is so special, so different, that's why it is called as Vichitram. Vichitram means very wonderful. Prabhupada translates it wonderful. Wonderful, unimaginable. Like the expression by seeing that would be, how is it possible? ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? ऐसा कोई creature कैसे हो सकता है? Generally we know lion, we know human being. But combined form, how is it possible? So that was very, very wonderful, Vichitra form of the Lord. And Prabhupada in the purport writes that the demons, they cannot understand these wonderful forms of the Supreme Lord. In fact, Lord does not reveal himself to them. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam napi janati loko mam ajam avvayam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I am not manifest in front of everyone. Those who are foolish, to them I am covered by my internal potency. And they don't understand me to be unborn. Although Lord is taking kind of birth, but is still unborn and is inexhaustible, he is unlimited. This cannot be understood by foolish personalities. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that how is it Lord is saying like that? When in the Mahabharata or in the entire that pastime of Krishna Leela, he was seen by everybody. He was present in front of everybody. So how can Krishna say that he was not visible or he is not manifested? He was manifested, but he was not understood. He was not conceived. So although Krishna was there in front of Duryodhan and Kauravas and all these various types of people, atheistic people, but they did not believe him to be Supreme Lord. Although they saw Krishna face to face, but they could not understand him to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna also showed very adbhut form, very vichitra form, to whom even Duryodhan, he got when Krishna came as Shanti Dut. He also, Duryodhan and whole party, they also got to see this adbhut form of the Lord as Vishwarup Darshan. But what was Duryodhana's conclusion? He never concluded that, oh, here is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he did not offer obeisances or anything. Although he was also wonderstruck, but then his conclusion was that maybe he's some magical personality, he's doing some magic, that's it. And he did not go beyond that. So this is what is the conclusion of demons. They cannot conceive or understand the form of the Lord, although the Lord comes in front of them. So we see here Hiranyakashipu, one sense he was so fortunate. Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo rathapi manaso munipungavānam sopyasti yat prapadasimnya avichintya tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Great munis, after years and years of tapasya and meditation, they are not able to see the Supreme Lord's form. So many great Jnanis, despite studying Vedic literature, they are not able to see the form of the Supreme Lord. But here, in front of Hiranyakashipu, this form of the Lord, Supreme Lord, was present. He he was manifest in front of him, but Hiranyakashipu, rather than getting positively influenced and developing reverence and respect for the Lord, he became more envious, and he did not even believe that there is a Supreme Lord over here who is a Supreme Controller. So, somebody who doesn't get to see the Lord can be called as unfortunate. But somebody can see the Lord and still does not believe him, still does not accept him, he is most unfortunate. And this was the situation of Hiranyakashipu. One way he was most unfortunate. We see that magnet has a natural capacity to attract all iron items. So iron gets naturally attracted to magnet as well. But a particular state of iron filing or iron piece does not get attracted to magnet. That is when it is rusted. So when the iron is rusted, then even though magnet has got full potency, but iron does not get attracted to it. Same way, living entity is naturally attracted towards the Supreme Lord. Living entity naturally has great love and affection for the Lord. He naturally wants to serve the Supreme Lord. So whenever the devotee sees the form of the Lord, that invokes service attitude within him, that invokes reverence, respect and love towards him. But when the conditioned soul who is rusted with so many anarthas, so many misgivings and false perceptions, their own preconceived ideas, it is like a rust. And that's why they don't get attracted. They feel, what is this? This is an ordinary magic play. That's what they think. So, just imagine that there is a program going on, very super hit program on a TV channel. Suppose it is in the Mandarin language. So many people in the China, they may be very much attracted towards it. But people in India who don't know Chinese language, this Mandarin language, they may think, what is this going on? They cannot understand it. But for people there, for them it is the super hit program, it is the most important program. They are eagerly waiting for it. Same way, for a devotee, Supreme Lord, his form is not, it's not like something which is imaginary or ununderstandable. Devotee can immediately recognize the Supreme Lord. So here we see Prahlad Maharaj, he could recognize this is the same Lord Hari, same Lord Narayan, Krishna, whom I have been worshipping, whom I am remembering, whom I have been serving. So for devotee like Prahlad, it was not difficult to understand the form of the Lord. But for demon like Hiranyakashipu, he could not understand. He thought, hey, what is this? What type of creature is coming out of this? So although Hiranyakashipu was so powerful, he was such controller. He had control even big demigods, like even Yamraj and even Indra. Such demigods were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. Everybody is afraid of Yamraj, but such Yamraj was afraid of Hiranyakashipu also. So, and the controller of all demigods, Indra and others, Surya, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna, all of them were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. But when Narsimhadev came, Hiranyakashipu was insignificant in front of him. He looked like a insect, like that. The future verses it will come. So Hiranyakashipu, he jumps to fight. Lord's appearance did not invoke any service attitude in Hiranyakashipu. It did not invoke any love and reverence, but it invoked the desire to kill the Supreme Lord. He wanted to fight, and when Hiranyakashipu was entering into that form of the Lord, it is compared in Bhagavatam to be like moth trying to enter into the fire. So Hiranyakashipu, although such a big controller, he was insignificant in front of the Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada also says that we may be very big personalities, we may be very great according to material estimation, but in front of Supreme Lord, we are non-entities, we are insignificant, we are nobody. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada also mentions how the demons cannot understand the wonderful energies, potencies of the Lord. With his potencies, he can do anything, he can manifest anything, And whatever he likes, he can do. That's what he is called as omnipotent. So in this material world, generally something which is wonderful is imaginary. So that's how when such pastimes are spoken, they are described, the mundane people, they take it as mythology. Because they say, how can such wonderful thing come out? Maybe it is just a mythology, imagination. But it is not a fact. It's not a mythology, it's not an imagination. Actually, it is a wonderful display of Achintya Shakti of the Lord, inconceivable potency of the Lord, by which he can act in so wonderful way, such wonderful methods that nobody can imagine this kind of things can happen. So, as we discussed that, we may know human being, we may know any animals or lion, but such combined form can come out. It's very wonderful, but it is possible by Lord's inconceivable potency. So that's why one of the very important understanding of a devotee is that Lord can do anything. There is nothing impossible for Lord to perform. No feat, no act, no miracle is impossible for the Lord to perform. So we see in the creation itself, such wonderful things are taking place. And it is, many times scientists, they just consider that to be a kind of a chance, or it is something happening which is, automatic. By chance it is happening. It is but very, very foolish understanding. Because we see, for example, some fishes. So how many different colors of fishes are present? Practically we can name the color and the fishes are present. Saffron, white, yellow, whatever. All different types of fish colors are there of fishes. And generally anything which is put into water, what happens? The color gets faded off. And the thing gets decayed, isn't it? But these fishes are so much, the whole world of aquatics and the living entities there in the river, in the water, they are present. Their color doesn't get faded away, and they are staying there. It's an entire, different world itself. Even scientists, we are even unable to find all different varieties of species with different colors, with different tendencies, with different characteristics. They are present. So how is it possible? Just to draw some pictures of fishes, it requires a lot of artistry. Just to make some artificial fishes or birds or something like that, it requires so much of intelligence. So how can there be no intelligence behind such wonderful creation? So all these things are taking place by wonderful creative energy of the Lord. 𝗦𝗏𝗍𝗂 ज्ञानबलक्रिया परास्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते 𝗦𝗏𝗍𝗂 ज्ञानबलक्रिया श्वेताश्वतर Upanishad says this. So Lord, Supreme Lord has got multifarious potencies, unlimited potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. And these potencies, they are functioning on the order of the Supreme Lord, by the desire of the Supreme Lord, as if automatically. So in this world, although it appears that things are happening automatically, like sun is rising and the seasons are changing and the crops are growing and so many things are happening, it appears to be automatic, but even in the material world, even in the scientific world, technological world, we understand that behind automatic things, behind automatic machines, there is a designer, there is a controller, there is a creator of it. It's not that they just start functioning by itself. There's a person who controls all these things. So, who is in this material world? So many things are functioning. So that is all being done by the potencies of the Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord is controlling all those potencies, all those energies. So amongst the unlimited potency of the Lord, we know that there are three types. There is a external potency of the Lord, external energy of the Lord, which functions in material world, which bewilders the conditioned souls and gives them various types of sufferings. And then there is the internal potency of the Lord, which acts in the spiritual world or onto the devotees, and it brings the conditioned souls or near to the Lord, or also it facilitates various pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And there is a marginal energy, the living entities who are very insignificant, tiny, and they can either be under the shelter of external potency or internal potency. So this is one categorization of various potencies of the Lord. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 20, this another type of categorization comes. Ananta Shakti Madhye Krishnera Tina Shakti Pradhana Ichha Shakti Jnana Shakti Kriya Shakti Nama. So he says that amongst all different potencies of the Lord, there are three potencies which are primary. There is Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. So Srila Prabhupada, he gave a very nice class on this particular verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada was explaining so many examples illustrating these various potencies of the Lord. So Prabhupada tells that just see the flowers. They are so beautiful, so nicely as if somebody has painted them. Very beautiful texture, colors, and so tender, and they give such nice fragrance, isn't it? So how all these flowers, how they are created? There has to be, they are not created automatically by chance, but they are created by the potency of the Lord. The creation happens by the Kriya Shakti of the Lord. So Lord is creating through his Kriya Shakti these flowers. But before creating these flowers, there is a Jnana Shakti of the Lord. So that is a knowledge potency. Knowledge potency, what it does, it has got information. Okay, it has to be done like this. What is the procedure? What kind of situations should be there? So that's a knowledge, whole understanding about the phenomenon. And before that, there is a Ichha Shakti, the desire that it should happen this way, that way. So that's a desire. So first there is a desire of the Lord, then there is a knowledge potency, and then there is a manifestation, the various Kriya Shakti, various manifestation, various activities take place. Similarly, Prabhupada quotes the example of butterfly. So butterfly also is such a wonderful creation of the Lord. So beautiful again, such nice designs on butterfly with various colors. Again, the butterflies are of so many varieties of colors. And we see that both the wings, they have got, symmetry on the butterfly. So how this wonderful design has taken place? Again, there is a knowledge potency, that there has to be such type of creation has to happen. The knowledge should be there. And then there is creation of it. That is the Kriya Shakti of the Lord. And then Prabhupada speaks about our own body itself. Prabhupada says that our body is not different, not something different than a factory. A big factory is there, and in that factory there are various departments. There is an office. So our brain is like office. And the stomach is like a production unit, isn't it? So through office, directions are given. Aisa karo, ye karo. And then the production unit, they make various kinds of things. Like a soap factory is there, for example. So in one department, something will be done. In another department, something else will be manifested. And like that, the whole chain happens, and ultimately the product comes out. So same way in our body also, so many actions and reactions are taking place. In fact, if we analyze carefully, even what to speak of the whole body, even one cell within our body is like a factory in itself. In fact, it is said that it is more complex than a city, metro city also. It is more complex than that. So how these things are all happening? So philosophers, so-called philosophers and scientists, what they say? Oh, this is all happening by chance. It is all happening automatically. There is no need of any control behind it. But how these things can happen by chance? Can a factory come out by chance? By chance some factory came out. It doesn't happen. There is a person who desires to create a factory, and then there is a knowledge how to create a factory, and then there are people who act on that. Then they create a factory. And even to manage the factory, even to control the factory, so many people are required. So this universal factory or this bodily factory, it is coming out automatically only. It is coming out by chance and is functioning automatically without any controller. Isn't it a very crazy proposal? So Also in the second canto, 4th chapter of Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada mentions about, for a ignorant person, the workings of electrical energy may appear to be very automatic. So he may think, oh, this electrical energy is functioning in various ways. How wonderful is this electrical energy? Maybe it is just, just the light is, just as soon as electricity flows, the lights are lit up, the fan starts functioning, isn't it? So the person who is ignorant, he may think it is all functioning just like that. But the knowledgeable person knows that there is a engineer who produces electricity in powerhouse, and that electricity is distributed everywhere. And that's how then various things are functioning on the basis of that. It is not by some chance or some speculation or by some kind of, bang or something these things are happening. There is a proper method, there is a proper design. So for everything, first there is a desire, and then there is a knowledge, and there is an action. And Supreme Lord also has got all these three potencies: Iksha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. And Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions that Krishna himself takes charge of Ichha Shakti, and he controls Ichha Shakti himself. So by his desire, everything is taking place. And then there is a Jnana Shakti. So who is in charge of Jnana Shakti? Lord Vasudeva. Krishna expands himself as a Vasudeva, and he controls Jnana Shakti through that. And then the further expansion is Sankarshan, who controls the Kriya Shakti, and he manifests various things in this world. So we see that even for an ordinary person or even for a scientist, the functionings of Brahma itself are very, very inconceivable. How Brahma must have created this universe, they are so wonderful, so inconceivable. But demigods like Brahma and Shiva, they consider the brain of Supreme Lord to be inconceivable. How Lord is manifesting spiritual creation, material creation in so many varieties of wonderful ways, and so many varieties of things are taking place. Varieties of functions are happening. Different types of living entities are created. In fact, even if we take one species, there are so many different swabhavas of each and every living entity, and their needs are satisfied, and their various desires are fulfilled, and so many things are happening. So even for Lord Brahma, and this is just one species, what to speak of this entire material world, and what to speak of in spiritual world, what types of pastimes Krishna does. So even for Brahma and Shiva, such demigods, for them such pastimes are inconceivable. So even Brahma and Shiva, they consider the brain of Supreme Lord to be ununderstandable, inconceivable. So this is the position of the Supreme Lord. So now, despite, if analyzing all these things, but the nature of demon is what? They are very proud of their own potency. Like Hiranyakashipu was. He was so proud. Hiranyakashipu represents pride. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that he thought that he has a natural control over everything. He has a full right to control everything in the creation. And actually, one sense, he was doing it to some degree. But he failed to understand that all this power which was entrusted unto him was temporarily manifested. It could be taken away at any point of time. And he didn't have absolute control over whole creation. His control was over only this particular universe. But there are unlimited universes, isn't it, in this material world itself. He had no control over them. But Hiranyakashipu was so puffed up. And the result of such pride is into arrogance. And the result of arrogance is person becomes very cruel. So Hiranyakashipu, because he was so proud of his controllership, he was very cruel. He used to harass living entities. He used to harass even demigods. That's why demigods went and prayed to Lord Vishnu that please save us. We are being harassed. We are being tortured by Hiranyakashipu. And not only that, even his own son, he was ready to even kill him, torture him and kill him in various ways. So this is the nature of demons, that they become very proud, very puffed up. And they want, the result of that is, cruelty, violence. So Srila Prabhupada in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, of course, Krishna himself in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he mentions various characteristics of demon. So in 16.9, it is mentioned that how these demons, they are, because they are very proud, they are always taking up to the hazardous activities, which are hazardous for living entities. They are always taking to the destructive activities by which things around will be destroyed. They will create so much of pollution by which atmosphere will be destroyed. They will create some kind of chemicals by which the natural foodstuffs will be destroyed. So in this way, they are always busy. So Srila Prabhupada says that they think that sense gratification is all in all. That is only the goal of life. And for that sense gratification, they are making various schemes. And what is the result of such schemes? It leads to the world of destruction. So Prabhupada says in that purport that these non-devotees, they engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization. But what is the result? The result is that people grow more and more violent, more and more cruel towards animals and cruel toward other living beings. So this is the nature of demons. In 18th verse of 16th chapter, Krishna also kind of speaks how a demon thinks. Ishwaroham, aham bhogi, siddhoham, balavan sukhi. I am the Ishwar, I am the Lord, I am the enjoyer. Siddha, I am perfect. Nobody can find out any flaw in me. I am perfect in everything. I know everything very well. Balavan, I am so powerful. I had subdued all these enemies and now remaining enemies will be also subdued. And by that, whatever I like, I can do. That's what the mentality of a ignorant person is. Ignorant person thinks simply by hard work, simply by my desire, I can do anything I like. But that is not so, isn't it? We see in the world, it is not like that. If that would have been there, no person would have ever suffered. Nobody wants suffering. But so many disasters, so many calamities come in the life. Does anybody desire tsunami? No. Does anybody desire earthquake? Does anybody desire untimely rains? But still these things are happening. So that shows that their conception is false. But due to controlled by illusory energy of the Lord, so this is also control of the Lord. They can't understand that they are controlled. It's not that they are supreme controller. They are controlled by the illusory of the energy of the Lord, and they cannot see the obvious things. They cannot see the obvious situations which are there around. They just become artificially puffed up that because I have controlled certain gadgets, so now I am supreme controller. Because I have controlled some satellites, I am supreme controller. But they can't understand, this is only one type of control. For one satellite to be sent into the space, so many scientists and so many research workers and so many others are involved. But Lord is floating so many planets and all into the sky, isn't it? And what kind of control Lord has? So many planets are there revolving around this whole star, and we don't hear of any accidents also there. So such perfect management is happening, such perfect administration is happening. So what is the control of the Lord? What is the power of the Lord? And what is our power? They say no. Balavan, and I am very happy. I am sukhi. Although the person may be suffering in various ways, if you ask him, how are you? He says, I am fine. He says, I am fine. Everything is going on well. So he says, I am very happy. Whatever I want, I can get. Whatever I desire, I can do it. So in this way, the persons are put into repeated instances of illusion. And Krishna also, of course, speaks very strongly about all these things. So here, we see that Prabhupada writes that Hiranyakashipu, he thought he is very smart. So he has asked such benedictions that nobody can surpass them. Nobody can fulfill such criteria of his death, criteria of his destruction. But Lord is smarter than everybody in this world. Nobody can escape the Supreme Lord. Nobody can surpass the Supreme Lord. So Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, I should not be killed by human beings, I should not be killed by animals. But he never imagined that Lord will take a combined form and he'll still kill me, isn't it? So even though, Ravan also, same example. Ravan also thought he's so powerful and he asked, I should not be killed by him, I should not kill with this, that, so many conditions. Only he thought that human beings, they are too insignificant. How can a human being kill me? I am so powerful, no human being can kill me. But Lord came as a human being, as Lord Ram, and killed him. So in this way, although demons, they may think that I am unsurpassable, I am indestructible, I am so smart, I can escape. But nobody can escape the clutches of the Lord. Nobody can escape even the clutches of material energy unless until he surrenders unto the Lord. So even the materialistic people, their thought is also like this, that I will not have to die. I will make various schemes by which I can avoid death, by which I can avoid old age, by which I can avoid diseases. But it doesn't happen, isn't it? By the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, under this material energy, all these things everybody will have to face. They cannot escape. Even though one may be very smart to create lot of technology, lot of science, and various types of methods, but one will not be able to escape these stringent laws of material nature, which are being governed by the Supreme Lord himself, which are happening under the potency of Supreme Lord himself. So, how a person in this world can be saved from such illusory concept of being I am the controller, I can do anything I like, or not understanding the real position of oneself, insignificance of oneself, such atheistic mentality or demoniac mentality, how can one be saved from? So for that, one has to actually give up one's confidence, false confidence one has on one's own strength. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in the song, Tumi Sarveshwara Brajendra Kumara song, so there he writes that, Nija balak cheshta bharasa chhadiya. जो मेरा खुद का जो ये है, खुद के शक्ति के ऊपर जो भरोसा है कि मेरे खुद के शक्ति से, मेरे खुद के पावर से मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ, ये भरोसा छोड़ देना है. That's what he says. So the conditioned soul, the living entity, has to give up that false hope or false confidence that I am very powerful and by my power I can do anything. That he has to give up. And one has to take to the shelter of the bona fide spiritual master and understand from him that how these different energies of the Lord are functioning, how the different potencies of the Lord are making various things happen in this world, and they are all superior to him, they are all superior control over him. So Prabhupada again in the second canto he writes that Parikshit Maharaj, he surrendered to Shukadeva Goswami, but in the beginning itself Parikshit Maharaj did not say that you tell me Vrindavan pastimes, you tell me, describe me pastimes of Ras Leela and all that. He did not say like that. He inquired about the creative energy of the Lord. He inquired about how the Lord is, functioning, about how Lord is manifesting this material energy and how Lord makes this material energy function, about creation of the Lord. He was asking like that. And Shukadeva Goswami also did not say that let me tell you Ras Leela, first of all. No. Actually the time was very less. So it would have been that Shukadeva Goswami could have described directly Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. But Shukadeva Goswami also told that first of all hear about Srushti Leela of the Lord, creation of the Lord. And when one understands the creation of the Lord, then one gets, the faith, solid faith, how on the greatness of the Lord. So one understands how Lord is so great. He can do such miraculous things. So that develops the faith on the Lord's potency. That develops faith on the Lord's power. Then one is qualified to enter into the sweet pastimes of the Lord, which are there in Vrindavan or Dwarka, they are manifested. So Prabhupada says that, generally people in materialistic people, they are worshippers of Durga Devi. So, but the person has to understand that even this Durga Devi is functioning under the desire of the Supreme Lord. Srushti sthiti pralaya sadhana shakti reka 𝗲𝗂 yasya bhuvanani vibharti durga ichha anurupam api yas sa cheshtate sa govindam adhipurusham tamaham bhajami. This whole material world is functioning under the desire, according to the desire of the Supreme Lord. So that has to be understood. When one understands the greatness of the Lord and one develops firm faith on the greatness of the Lord, then one can come to the platform of, understanding these sweet pastimes of the Lord in Vrindavan and Mathura, Dwarka, all these places. So that is how gradually one should go. And by that gradual progression, by proper submissive service and inquiry, one will be able to understand these wonderful, inconceivable pastimes of the Lord. So, one day I was giving class to to the voice devotees, and I just asked a question with some expected answer that, is Lord cruel? And I was expecting the answer from all devotees, no. But one boy, he said, yes, Narasimhadev is so cruel. I was myself shocked. Hare, Narasimhadev is so cruel. So, His Holiness 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗵𝗂 Swami Maharaj, he tells that he was once doing a common program with His Holiness Satchinandan Swami Maharaj. And His Holiness Satchinandan Swami Maharaj, he was describing the sweetness of Krishna. He was telling how Krishna is so sweet. His pastimes are sweet and his qualities are sweet. His form is so sweet, like that. A lot of sweet. And then 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗵𝗂 Maharaj says that just like when we eat too much sweet, what happens? We go to sleep. So a lot of audience was getting little sleepy while hearing a lot of sweetness. And then turn came of His Holiness 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗵𝗂 Maharaj to speak. And he said, I have to give some chili in between now. So he said, my dear His Holiness Satchinandan Swami Maharaj, can you tell, if God is so sweet, why there are so many miseries? Why there are so many calamities in this world? And then Satchinandan Maharaj heard this. He rolled his sleeves like this. Warrior spirit he came. From sweet spirit he came to warrior spirit. Said, Lord is always sweet. Even though he comes in the form of Narasimhadev and very ferocious form, still he is very sweet. Why he is very sweet? Because he doesn't have any malicious intentions. His intention is always for the welfare of a person. He doesn't have any envy. He doesn't have any vengeance towards any living entity. So although Lord may sometimes destroy, but it is like the mother who may lovingly slap the child. She doesn't have any bad intentions. That is how Lord is always very sweet. So Narasimhadev is not cruel. He is merciful on Hiranyakashipu and on everyone like that. So whatever Lord does for living entities, never out of envy. It is only done out of love. So we see that actually, one sense, from another angle, we see that Lord has been so merciful on Hiranyakashipu and family. Why? Because so many incarnation came related to Hiranyakashipu's family. Right? For Hiranyaksha, his brother, came Varahadev. For himself came Narasimhadev. And then further, their grandson, great-grandson, Bali Maharaj, came as Vamandev. In fact, for Bali Maharaj time, so many incarnations came, right? Samudra Manthan happened during that time also, only, right? Mohini Murti came, and Dhanvantari came, and Lord Ajita came, and Kurma came, so many came. So in this way, that whole family has been blessed by so many incarnations coming for them. So that way, we see that the Lord is not cruel, but is very merciful. So we'll end with this one pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most benevolent Supreme Personality of Godhead, the most benevolent form of the Lord. He also exhibited the pastime of Narasimhadev. So one day, Srivas Thakur, he was performing Shraddha for his father. And that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to hear Vishnu Sahasranam. And when the Vishnu Sahasranam was being recited, that time the name of Narasimha Vapu Shriman. That came, Narasimha. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the word Narasimha, he became totally absorbed in the form of Narasimha. And he also started roaring very loudly. And he took a club in his hand and ran on the street, and as if to destroy everything in the world. And when he was doing like this, everybody in the surrounding, they became very afraid and they are running here and there. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that everybody is so afraid, then again he came to his external consciousness. And then he came to Srivas again and he said, oh, I have committed such a big offense. And Srivas Thakur said, "Oh Lord, simply by hearing your name, all the offenses are destroyed. Why? What type of offense you can create? No, I have made all the public, all the people very afraid, fearful. This is an offense to make people afraid. So this is my offense." But Srivas Thakur said, no. Simply by your seeing this wonderful form, this your wonderful mood and the form, all the sinful reactions of people for billions of lifetimes are being destroyed. And in this way, Srivas Thakur worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they had a pastime in this way. So this is how even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested the form of Narsimhadev in his Leela. So we will stop here. Thank you very much. Sorry for taking 3 minutes extra. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय, श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।